Hello, children. How are you? Hope all of you are fine. Dear children, in this video, I am going to explain you the chapter Rural Development of Indian Economic Development. First of all, let us see the definition of rural development. Rural development is an action plan of social and economic growth of the people who are residing in the rural areas. This action plan of rural development focuses on two types of challenges. One are the lingering challenges, which are being faced by the farmers, by the rural people since many years ago. These are the rural credit and rural marketing. Then next one are the emerging challenges like exploring the options of the sustainable livelihood. And second one is the challenges related to the organic farming. Of course, there are many other challenges also related to the rural development, just like connectivity between the rural areas and the urban areas, then challenges to the pure water supply, challenges of the electrification of the rural areas, etc. But here we will be considering only these four emerging challenges and lingering challenges. First of all, we will see the lingering challenges. Under the lingering challenges, first one is the challenge of the rural credit. Credit, is the lifeline of any business, any sector. Same thing is there with the rural areas also. Credit is the lifeline of the rural activities in rural areas. They need credit for two reasons. One is that most of the people in the rural areas, they belong to the small farmers or the marginal farmers, and they hardly are able to earn above the subsistence level. Hardly they are able to earn for their subsistence level even. So there is no savings, and when there is no saving, they are not able to save anything for the further investment. So they have to depend on the rural credit system. Second reason is that there is a gap between the sowing of the crop and the harvesting of the crop. They will be getting only the money, they will be getting only the payment when the crop is harvested. And the crop is harvested at least 3 months later. There may be the gap of more than 3 months, even up to the 1 year also. During this time, between the sowing of the crop till the harvesting of the crop, the farmers need the credit for different activities. So they need credit, they need money. There is urgent need for the development of the credit facilities. The credit facilities in the rural areas are classified in three categories. One is the short-term credit. Short-term credit is generally, it ranges from 6 months to 12 months. And generally this short-term credit is required by the rural people for purchasing the seeds, for purchasing the pesticides, herbicides, and for paying the electricity bill, etc. Second one is the mid-term credit. Mid-term credit is required by the rural people, which ranges from 1 year to 5 years. And this is little bit more urgent requirements, like they may be needed for the purchase of some light machines or heavy machines, heavy implements, and for digging the wells, for purchasing the livestock, etc. Then third one is the long-term credit. Long term credit ranges from 5 years to 20 years. This is required in huge amount, and this is required for huge investment, just like for purchasing extra land or for making permanent improvements in the existing lands, etc. All the credits may be classified in two ways again, like productive credit and unproductive purposes. Productive purposes are those purposes which are related to the production, and unproductive purposes are related to the consumption purposes. Just like the farmers, they need money for the marriage of their daughters or for any other social ceremonies. Let us see now the sources of rural credit. The sources of rural credit can be classified into non-institutional sources and institutional sources. Non-institutional sources are the traditional and conventional sources which are there in the existence from many years ago, just like the credit from the money lenders or from the traders or from the landlords, etc. This type of non-institutional sources, they accounted 93% of the total borrowings of the farmers at the time when the 5-year planning was started. And by 1981, this institutional sources emerged as the principal rural credit system. What are the institutional credit sources? These are modern sources. These are just like the banks, government banks, cooperative banks, commercial banks. One more is there, rural development bank, etc. We will be seeing just them one by one. These institutional sources, they accounted only 7% of the total credit at the time of the first year 5-year plan. But presently, their share is more than 66%. The total of the institutional credit, the credit societies, they contribute nearly 15% of the total credit, and the commercial banks, they are accounting near about more than 75% of the total credit provided to the rural people. Of course, there are regional rural banks, cooperative credit institutions also. They are playing very important role in the field of rural credit. First, we will see the cooperative rural credit societies. These are playing very important role for on providing the credit to the farmers, to the rural peoples at a low interest rate. They also provide the guidance to the farmers for diversing the agriculture options, etc., which we will see just now after this heading. Cooperatives, these account near about 16 to 17% of the total rural credit, and these are responsible for timely and rapid flow of the rural credit system. They are responsible for the elimination of the traditional credit sources like money lenders, etc. They have to spread the credit facilities all the regions all over the country, and they also provide the special guidances to the special programs to the farmers. Next one is the state bank and other commercial banks. State Bank of India was established in 1955, and government just realized that only the cooperative credit societies, they cannot meet the goal solely So there is need to involve the commercial banks to play a very important role in the field of the rural credit. In 1969, the nationalization of the commercial banks was done. At that time, 14 banks were nationalized and they were made responsible for the directly crediting the farmers and indirectly through the cooperative societies. Next one is the regional rural banks and land development banks. Regional rural banks and land development banks, these are also very important and they are also playing very important role in the field of the backward areas, remote areas also. They are providing the credit to the weaker sections of the society. Next, very important is the NABARD. NABARD. This is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. This is apex body which are responsible for providing the credit to the rural people, to the persons who are engaged in agriculture. It is the apex funding agencies which is providing the funds to the other credit institutions. They are responsible to take appropriate measures to improve the credit delivery system. They have to reconstruct the credit institutions and provide the trainings to the personals. This NABARD is responsible to coordinate the rural financing activities of all the credit institutions like the government, the Reserve Bank and the other national level institutions. And they are this bank, this institution is responsible to undertake the monitoring and evaluation projects of refinancing by them. So this is NABARD is very important institution which is playing a great role in the field of the rural credit institutions. When we talk about this rural credit system critically, of course, a lot of has been done by the government and a lot of is being done by the government to provide the timely and easy way credits to the rural people. But still we see that we are not achieving the goal 100%. Like the banking credit institutions, they have tried to provide the credit to the people, but all the institutions who are government institutions, commercial banks, regional rural banks, etc., they need collateral securities to provide the loan, which generally the poor people, poor rural people, they lack. So in the absence of the collateral security, they are not able to take the advantage of this credit system. Then some political populism is there, and due to which every government gives relaxations to the farmers for recovery of the loan. Sometimes, rather we can say many times, the government leaves the idea to recover the loan from the farmers. They have to leave the idea, and due to which all the institutional sources, they have to incur heavy losses, and that's why they are not willing to provide the loans to the people who are poor, who are needy persons, and due to which they are not able to take the advantage of the rural credit system. Another thing is that most of the farmers who have taken the loan, most of the people of the rural areas who have taken the loan, due to their weak financial position, weak economic position, they are not able to repay the loan. and it has become very hectic for the people to recover the loan, for the banks, for the institutional sources to recover the loans. So, impact of the debt on the farmers is generally becoming the societal debts. The people, when these poor people are forced to repay the loan with the interest, they are committing the suicides. So we see that still there are many measures to be taken by the government to make the things easy. Second challenge, that is lingering challenge, is the challenge of agricultural marketing. Agriculture marketing, after harvesting, the farmers need a number of things to do before it reaches to the final sale. They have to assemble their product, they have to process it, they have to grade it, they have to package it, they have to store it, and so all these include many huge activities, many important activities between the harvesting of the crop and till the sale of the crops. They need gathering of the produce, they need processing of the produce, they need grading of the produce, packaging of the produce, storing of the produce, and lastly selling the produce. So at the time of independence, mostly the money lenders, the traders, the commission agents, they existed at a large scale. And the farmers, they were forced to sell their products to these people at very low price. You must have seen nowadays, this is very current topic, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji, has initiated passed one bill related to the farming, that the farmers, they will be able to sell directly to the companies or directly to the consumers. There will not be mediators. And this bill is being opposed by many other opposition parties, but really it is in the favor of farmers. Even today, because the farmers, their position, they are weak economically, financially, so it needs to have such a system that in which the mediators are eliminated, and the farmers can sell their products to the consumers directly. A lot of things have been done, just like regulated markets. These are the measures which the government has taken to improve the marketing system. Let us consider it one by one. Regulated markets, these are the markets which are established where the sale and purchase of the produce is monitored by the market committee. This market committee includes the government personnels, farmers and traders. And this committee is responsible for seeing that the weights and the proper scales should be measured, taken while purchasing the products from the farmers. Along with it, they also see that there should not be any fraudulence. The farmers should be paid appropriate prices for their product. Second is the cooperative agriculture marketing societies. These are also increased by the government, and they are also the societies. There are the members of the societies, farmers, etc. And these societies, including the farmers and some traders itself, they directly come to the markets and sell their products, and they are getting the better prices by selling the collective sale. Then third is the provision of the warehousing facilities. Warehousing means storing the product. It is required a lot because there is gap between the sale of the product and consumption of the product. During this time, the agricultural products need to be stored somewhere. So warehousing is required. Central and state warehousing corporations are the principal government agencies which are offering the storage spaces for the farmers. Storage of the products helps the farmers to get the better prices and helps them to sell their products when actually their demand of their products is there. Next one is the subsidized transportation. Indian Railways is supplying this facility to the farmers to bring the product from the rural areas to urban areas at subsidized rate. Next is the dissemination of the information. Electronic media, print media, they are actively playing role to inform the farmers. Nowadays, the farmers are also literate and they are also using the internet services and different sites which are working for the welfare of the farmers. And this helps the farmers to decide how to sell their products and when to sell their products. Next, again very important topic is the MSP policies. MSP policies means minimum support price policy. You must have heard on televisions nowadays also that this MSP policy is also being criticized by the opposition parties. They are spreading the rumors that now the MSP policies will not be working. It is the policy where the farmers are free, where the government pre-decides the prices of their products of the farmers at the time of sowing of the crop. And government ensures the farmers that if the prices fall below this declared price, then in the market, then the government will purchase the entire product of the government. So this is very important step in the field of the providing the marketing system, good marketing system to the farmers. Of course, the farmers are not compelled to sell their product at that price. If they are getting better prices than this declared prices, the price in the open market, they are free to sell their products in that market also. There are some other alternative marketing channels also, like direct sales by the farmers to the consumers. Many states have started this type of facility, like in Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan, they are providing this facility through the Apni Mandi, big bazaars, and state of the Andhra Pradesh, they are launching through it Rethu Bazaars. In Tamil Nadu, it is launching it through the Ojwar Sandis. So in these markets, in this big bazaars, in this type of mandis, the farmers, they are free to sell their products directly to the consumers without the involvement of the mediators. The big companies are also there. These companies directly purchase the products from the farmers without involving the mediators. And sometimes big companies, they are providing the advances also to the farmers to carry out the sowing facility and other facilities before harvesting the crop. So this is very landmark step. Then others are the agriculture diversification and market risks. Diversification means it can be done in two ways. One is the diversification of crop product and other is the diversification of the production activities and employment. Diversification of crop product means producing multi crops. This is called the this is the change from the single cropping to the multi-cropping system. Means instead of cultivating only one crop, the farmers now will be cultivating more than one crop in one single season. This helps them in the way, if the prices of one crop fall, then they can cover the loss if the prices of other crops are not falling or they are rising. So this system is also being encouraged by the government and the other institutions. Then diversification of the product activities or employment means, besides agriculture, besides farming, some other activities, some other subsistence commercial farming should be done. They should start some other related allied jobs along with the farming. So all these steps are there to encourage the marketing system, to improve the marketing system, and this is being done by the government at priority basis. In next video we will be seeing the emerging challenges in the rural development. Till then, goodbye.